everybody. Welcome back. This is Miss Faye, and this is my world. Today's topic is how to be whole again after trauma. How to be whole again after trauma. Before we get started, I'd like to say welcome. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to all the new viewers, the new subscribers, and welcome to you who have been with me from the beginning. I really appreciate you. Now we're going to dive right into this letter. It's a little lengthy, so I'm going to dive right in so we can get through it, okay? All right, she entitles her letter, Neglectful, Disrespectful Family, a DL Partner, and a Meddling Grandma. All right, that's a lot. All right, here we go. When I was growing up, it was evident that no one in my immediate family liked or loved me. I was called fat and ugly. I had the opportunity to skip a grade, and my parents blocked it. My father and mother preferred my sister and brother, and I always felt like the odd man out. When I was young, my little brother fondled me. I immediately told my parents all they did was talk to him, even though they did believe in whoopings. My parents put us in Catholic school, and I always performed very well. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Let's not go too fast with this letter. All right. Number one, if your brother fondled you, and he's a young boy, he probably fondled you because somebody fondled him first. All right. Usually, when young people do these things, it's because somebody has done it to them. And then they want to do it to somebody close to them, probably a relative, their sister, their siblings, maybe their parents, but they will do it again to someone else. All right. And you say that you were unloved in your family. You was fat. You was ugly. Well, I was the black sheep in my family, and I was a little overweight because I had no self-esteem. You know, they kept pushing me down about everything I wanted to do. Okay, let's go on with the letter. My parents put us in Catholic school, and I always performed very well. I was valedictorian of my 8th grade class and played basketball. I was very good, but neither parents ever came to the game or attended this graduation. Because I was so smart, I was offered a full scholarship to a prestigious Catholic high school. My father turned it down and sent me to a terrible public school for junior high and high school. I don't know why he did that. I eventually began cutting class because I was not learning anything, and the other kids bullied me because I was new and uncomfortable in the ghetto classrooms where kids talked back to the teachers, did not do their homework, or participate in class. Every day on the school bus, kids were smoking weed, drinking, fighting, and just all around causing trouble. It was like the movie Lean on Me. I was so depressed as a child. I developed a weight problem. You see, I had a weight problem too because I was depressed. I had no respect for myself and began feeling hopeless. With the flu and no preparation, I took the SAT exam and earned a score of 1,400. But when I asked my parents to help me prepare for college, they both flat out told me no. My father specifically said, go to community college. It was good enough for me. I don't know their mindset. I don't know why they continue to try to keep you down, but I'm sure that they had a reason. My mother, who is an alcoholic and abandoned us for her lesbian girlfriend, had just helped my sister enroll in college and drove her to campus a couple of years before, also refused to help me. They both have master's degrees. My relationship with my cousins and siblings was no better. Naturally, my self-esteem was in the toilet, and I began being promiscuous. Trying to find love, it didn't work. Yep, it sounds like the path that I took, the same path. I ended up in a long-term relationship with a man who was alcoholic, always getting fired from jobs and asking me for money to fund his rap career. Like a fool, I gave him money. Well, I think you said that your mother was an alcoholic. So that's probably what attracted you to this alcoholic, because you were raised by one. Okay? And the personality of an alcoholic was familiar to you. Okay? And so that's why you married this man. He had a baby, but shortly after that, I discovered he was bisexual, into dudes and trannies. Oh my gosh. I didn't out him, but I hated him for it. He, of course, was a narcissist. All right, that explains it. And throughout the relationship would put me down, disrespect me, use me for money, and eventually began to physically abuse me. Because I would fight back, I did not feel that I was a victim of domestic violence. But now I know that I was. Yes, you were. It was so bad, I have a permanent restraining order against him. I am told they rarely grant these. Well, you know what? The thing about a restraining order, it doesn't work. It doesn't restrain anybody. That man can come over there and kill you before the police can get there. You understand? So a restraining order only makes the aggressive person agitated. But it's no protection for you. So don't feel like just because you get a restraining order, now you're protected. No. The police don't care about you like that. Okay? All right. His mother called sporadically to check on my daughter. But when my child was small, they treated her differently from the other children because she was born out of wedlock. So you were raised in a house with an alcoholic and a narcissist, and they are worried about you having a child out of wedlock? Are these Christian people? Okay? Because that's what it sounds like. I really don't like this old lady and want to tell her to leave us alone. My child wants nothing to do with her. She knows her son is a deadbeat loser and she's a deadbeat grandparent. I want to tell her that her son is gay. She is heavily into church. I knew it. I knew these was Christians, and this would crush her. She always mistreated me and acted like I wasn't good enough for him when it's the other way around. Well, you know, a lot of Christian people are extremely judgmental. And I believe that's against their teachings, but they are. I have a cousin that married a DL man. When I discovered it before the wedding, I asked my parents, siblings, and cousins what to do, because if I told her, I would end up outing my brother, who's also gay, a teen and not out yet. They accidentally met on an anonymous chat line. When the fiancé gave my brother his number, we compared it to what he had and discovered it was a match. I called it and he answered. They all said, don't tell her. So I didn't. Not only was he gay, but he turned out also to be a sick pedophile who abused her child for a very long time. My cousin blamed her daughter, whom she never wanted in the first place, and said that she must have liked it because she didn't say anything. That's crazy. That's crazy. This young girl who was molested, didn't say anything because she's fearful. Not because she liked it. Nobody likes being molested. even though we believe the abuse probably began when she was a toddler. As soon as I found out, I reported that bitch to CPS because no one else was moving fast enough for me. And she kept letting the pedophile come around her daughter. Thankfully, he ended up going to prison, even though he received a very short sentence. After I left my child's father because he is a gay narcissist, I swore off dating until my child was over 18 because I was afraid I would pick another pervert. And you would have. You would have. If you don't break that soul tie with that narcissist, your next man will be another narcissist just like him. I moved back in with my father so she would have a male role model. And I did not want to work outside of the home because I was afraid someone would molest or abuse her. That's true. My father has always hated me, and every day for 18 years, I was miserable and depressed. I gained over 80 pounds and developed type 2 diabetes. But I was able to ensure that my child was protected, and my father and I had a very small home business. Put her through Catholic school so she would have a better chance in life. I began attending community college. When she was younger and after she graduated high school, I finally moved out of the house. I earned 4 associate degrees and transferred to an Ivy League university, good for you, with a full ride scholarship, which I am currently attending. Unfortunately, I do not enjoy it because I am old enough to see through the racism they expound in the classrooms. And I am usually the oldest student and still very overweight. Okay, well, you're overweight, but you can do something about that. Get rid of the weight whenever you decide that that's what you want to do. You don't have to live your life overweight. Okay? And as far as the racism in the classroom, it's racism everywhere. Everywhere you go is racism. So, you're there to get your degree. Get your degree and just overlook the other mess. Don't get drawn into it. Okay? I do not have any friends and I have cut off most of my family. I do not hate my family. I feel numb, but at the same time feel guilty for feeling this way. Don't feel guilty. Your family's toxic. You have to get away from them. Don't feel guilty about it. It's for your own peace and happiness. Okay? I feel lonely and depressed sometimes. I am trying to power through life to reach my goals, but with all of this baggage, it gets hard sometimes. People often disrespect me, and I think they can tell I'm hurt and damaged by looking at me, and I have a hard time standing up for myself. My question is, how do I rebuild my self-esteem and confidence and begin to live the life that I want? How do I escape all the pain I am experiencing? And how do I stand up for myself and carry myself in a way that people don't mess with me? But I'm going to recommend a book to you. And this book is going to help you. Okay? Whole again. Whole again. Healing your heart and rediscovering your true self after toxic relationships and emotional abuse. This book covers it all. And as I read through this book, it really helped me to heal. And this was one of the books that I was led to get when I started on my spiritual journey. And that's how I healed from abuse, from a lifetime of abuse, and to begin to have a happy life and to prosper. This book will help you tremendously. Now, just to give you a little bit of what the author says here about this information. Talking with thousands of survivors of abusive relationships, The author discovered that survivors frequently have symptoms of trauma lasting long after the relationship has ended. These may include feelings of numbness, emptiness, depression, mood swings, isolation, people pleasing, a need for control, physical maladies, substance abuse, and more. All of these ailments come from experiencing trauma. Trauma, growing up. It can destroy you if you let it. You have to heal from it. Okay? You have to heal. Now, I'm going to leave a link in the description where you can get this book, Whole Again. It's a powerful book and it will help you to reconstruct your life. It really will. All right? In your letter, it sounded kind of familiar of the way that I grew up. Because me being the black sheep in the family, I was the one that was blamed for all of the trouble that happened. Okay? And I was overweight growing up, and it took me a long time to heal from that abuse. And as I healed, I got my weight under control. I started looking better. I started acting better because my confidence began to build. My self-esteem, I knew that I was worth it. You see, when you grow up in abusive families, a lot of times they make you feel you're not worth anything. And that's why you eat to overcome that depression that you feel. And you don't take care of yourself at all. You just stupor in that depressive state. And it just takes you down, down, down. Even if you change your environment, you're still taking that hurt along with you. You have to heal from the inside, deep inside, and rip out where that hurt is. Now, I always advise you to go into meditation. Okay? Get on your spiritual path because that's the way you will be able to cut these soul ties that you have. Okay? And you will, I think you said your husband was a narcissist. And if you have not severed that soul tie, you need to do that because you're still carrying around the pain that you went through growing up and with the narcissist. And plus, you don't want to meet another narcissist, the next man that you meet. So you need to cut that soul tie. This book will help you. This book will help you get on the right track and start to improve your life. Improve the way that you feel about yourself. And you will find that things will start looking brighter because you will feel brighter. You will feel different. It will help you again to be whole again. I hope that you understand the message today. And I really hope that it helps someone. If you have suffered from abuse growing up, you need deliverance. You need to feel good about yourself. You need to build your confidence and your self-esteem and to know your value. You are a powerful human being and you need to know that and embrace that. But many times we don't know where to start. We don't know how to begin this process. And this book right here will help you to begin to find your true self. All right. I hope that you understand the message today, and I really hope that it helps someone. Now, those of you who may have a question that you'd like for me to answer, my email address is in the description. And if you're looking for today's affirmation, the link is also in the description. I want to thank you so much for supporting this channel. Thank you for your comments and your letters. And a very special thank you to those that leave a donation. I really appreciate all of you. I wish you all the very best. And I really hope to see you next time.